So we live. All right. Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. The voice kind of hoarse, man, from yesterday having fun, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man. All day football's been a hit, man. We've been having fun. Thank you guys for your support, man. You guys don't have to rock with me for like dang near 11, 12 hours, but hey, you guys are there. You guys make sure that you come in. You guys have been listening to the rules, no F-bombs, and I appreciate that, man. I just want to have it that way, but I'm doing this on the StreamYard because for some reason, what's up, One True Emperor? What up, Bear? I'm doing this on the StreamYard because when I do it on YouTube from my laptop, it cuts me off. And ever since it cut me off that day, I've been doing it on my StreamYard. So I'd rather do it on my StreamYard since I'm paying for it. So might as well use it. So, well, we're going to go through it. I'm going to try to keep my voice as good as I can. So we're going through the recap. Remember, we're having Monday Night Football on my channel tonight. Next Monday is going to be on Jose's. I always do a recap after the game on my channel. I'll talk about the game, what I saw, and I invite people up. So now, neck kind of sore. Now, the first game we had was the New York Giants at Green Bay, which was the London game. And this was a good game. Daniel Jones, well, let me go through the quarter. The first quarter, the Packers put up 10 points. The Packers put up 10 points. Giants put up 3. Second quarter, Packers had 10 points. Giants had 7 in the second. So the game was 20 to 10. Third quarter, the Giants put up 3, and no points was put up by the Packers. And then 14 points was put up by the Giants, only 2 points for the Packers, which was a safety at the end of the game because the Giants didn't want to kick the ball to them with a lot of time left. So the score ended up being 27-22 Giants. Giants are now 4-1. The Packers are 3-2. The Giants are tied. They're tied from where they're in third because they lost so far the tiebreaker to the Cowboys. So, okay, now looking at the team stats, total yards, the Giants had 338 total yards to the Packers 301. The passing yards, 213 by the Giants, 207 by the Packers. Rushing yards, 125 yards rushing for the Giants, 94 yards rushing for the Green Bay Packers. Yards per play, 6 for the Giants, 5 for the Packers. First downs, the Giants had 24. The Packers had 22. Third down efficiency. Now, third down efficiency is very important because it's the extension of drives. You always want to have your drives continue. You don't want to put that much on your defense. So third down efficiency. The Giants were 6 of 11, which is 55%. That's a little above average, but I want to see them at least get to the 60 percentile. That'll help them win games easier. They won't be in a dogfight. And the Packers, they were only 4 of 10, which is 40%. Fourth down efficiency, both teams were 0-1. Total plays, Giants had 59 to the Packers 61. Sacks allowed was 2 by the Packers, 1 by the Giants. 2 punts for the Giants, 3 for the Packers. Penalties were about even. 6 penalties for the Giants, 63 yards. Packers had 7 penalties for 37 yards. Fumbles lost, and interceptions thrown, 0 on both sides. So clap on that one. We had a 0 turnover game, which is good. Now, the time of possession, the Giants had the ball for 32 minutes and 11 seconds. Okay. And the Packers had the ball for 27 minutes and 49 seconds. So the Giants won the possession by 4 minutes and 62 seconds, which is good and everything, but it wasn't that far off. But this is why the Packers lost. From watching the game, the reason the Packers lost was this. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon had a combined 19 carries. Okay, 19 carries. If you add Aaron Jones' 2 receptions in the passing game, that's like 21 touches for them total. That's how you're going to lose the game. And Crybaby Rodgers had 39 attempts. Also, they didn't put up any points in the second half. Remember, the past 3-4 weeks I've been saying the Packers' problem is the same as the Baltimore Ravens. They don't put up points in the second half, and that's going to come back and bite them in the butt. It is. So I don't get why Packer fans are so sold on this team, but this team has been doing the same thing they've been doing the past 5-6 years or 7 years with Crybaby Rodgers, which is they don't utilize their running game. Listen, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon need to have at least 30 to 40 touches between themselves. They have to. Whether you want to do it 25, Aaron Jones, 15, AJ Dillon, 20, they got to at least have between 30 to 35 touches a game for them total, whether it's receiving the ball out the backfield or a screen or running the ball up the middle. When you don't utilize 2 backs, to me, both of these backs, honestly, and let me tell you what they were averaging per yard. And shout out to Still the King because he brings this up a lot. Aaron Jones was averaging 5 yards per pop. AJ Dillon was averaging 6 yards per pop. So why didn't you run the ball? Why didn't you run the ball at all? See, this is the problem with the Packers. They do this every year, and this is why they don't do well in the playoffs. They don't utilize their damn running game. 19 touches total for Aaron Jones and Dillon, 2 of probably the second or third best duo in the league. Now, do y'all believe me when I tell you, run the damn ball? Run the ball. Oh, I'm going to get to that one, True. What's up, Mr. X? Right. Yeah, what up, DSM Sinister, my brother, DSMS Sinister. Yes, Dillon and Jones are their workhorses, and yet Rodgers wants to play hero ball. Facts. That is why the Packers lost yesterday. Didn't have to do with the Giants being a better team. No, the Packers lost this game more than the Giants won. Now, Aaron Jones and Dillon have got to get the ball more than 19 times total. They have got to be you have to give them between 30 and 35 touches a game, whether it's running or receiving. They have to. This is unacceptable. Very unacceptable, because when you don't run the ball and give them the ball or touches, and you try to give them the ball in the second half when they're cold, they're only going to give you maybe 1 to 2 yards per pop, maybe 3 at most. So in the first half, when they're giving you, both of them are giving you 5 yards per carry, which together equals 10 yards per carry. You want to use that. No, excuse me. Dillon gave you 6 yards per carry plus 5 by Aaron Jones. So that's 11 yards per pop combined. Come on, man. You got to think, man. Aaron Rodgers should not be attempting 39 passes. Okay? I don't care if he had 0 turnovers. 40 attempts is not going to win you the game. Rodgers can't win you the game. Now, let's look at the Giants. Daniel Jones attempted 27 passes. I've been saying this. If you keep Aaron, he had 2 more attempts than I wanted him to. But if you keep Daniel Jones between 20 to 25 attempts a game, sometimes you're going to go over by 3 or 4. I can live with that, but he should not be between 35 or 40 attempts. He's not that type of quarterback. And roll him out the pocket. This is something they adjusted to. I give a shout out to Brian Dabble. He did a great job coaching. He started rolling him out. Daniel Jones cannot read front sevens. So with him doing that, that was great. Now, rushing the ball, Saquon Barkley had 13 touches rushing the ball. Plus, he caught the ball 3. He had 3 receptions. So that's like 16 touches he had. I would like for him to get between 25, but he did drop a couple passes, and he was dropping the screen passes. So I give him a lot of blame on that, because he really would have had almost 22 touches, but he dropped maybe 4 or 5 passes, and, all of that. So, but him and Daniel Jones running the ball combined for 23 carries, which isn't bad. And both of them were averaging 9 yards per carry, which is great. Between both of them combined, that's great. I mean, if you're going to only give Saquon 13 carries, at least have somebody else running the ball. Matt Breida, he was okay in San Fran. To me, he gets hurt too much. He kind of tiptoes through the hole. But I can live with him getting 4 carries, but he averaged 4 yards per pop, which is good for his 4 carries. So I would try to get him at least 10 carries, and I would try to get Saquon Barkley 25 to 30 touches. He should get 25 to 30 touches a game, whether it's passing or running the ball, and the Giants will win a lot more games. What's up, Still the King? And the Giants will win the game. So that's the thing that they have to do. I'll get to that game in a minute, Bear. I'll break that down because I saw what happened in y'all game. So that's the results to me of the New York Giants. And like I said, the Green Bay Packers only gave Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon 19 touches combined. Can't be that. It got to be 25 to 30 touches combined for both of them. They have to. A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones should have a combined of 25 to 30 touches a game. That's the only way the Packers are going to win. If they don't do that, they're going to lose. They might make the playoffs because it's Aaron Rodgers on the team. They're going to push them, but Aaron Rodgers is older now. He should not throw but 25 to 30 attempts. If you keep him within that range and give the load to A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones should have 35 to 40 touches or 30 to 35 touches combined. To me, they should have that. And the Giants keep rolling Daniel Jones out the pocket, and you have to give Saquon Barkley like 25 to 30 touches. I know he did drop some balls yesterday. He dropped some key passes, but I would like to see them give him 25 to 30 touches. Doesn't matter. Keep going to him. That's your offense until you find somebody else to step up. Luckily, Slayton stepped up yesterday, but we don't know how long he's going to do that because sometimes Slayton is on and off. Okay, so that's my thing of the Giants and the Packers. So the next game that we had was, this isn't going to be long, Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. This is crazy what happened, but here it is. Total yards, Steelers had 364 to the Bills 552. 310 passing yards to the Bills 432. Only 54 rushing yards to the Bills 120. Yards per play, Bills had 10 compared to the Steelers 5. First down, Steelers had 23 to the Bills 21. Third down efficiency, the Steelers were on 5 of 15. Okay. I believe that is 33%, which is way below average. And the Bills were on 5 for 9. They didn't really need that many third downs because they blew this game open in the first half. So, So they were 56%. Like I said, I would like the team to get at least 60-some percent on third downs to me to be effective. Oh, no doubt, Montrese. Appreciate you being here. You good? So basically, yeah, third downs, like I said, 55% for the Bills. I would like, or 56%. I would like them to get in a 60 percentile. Fourth down efficiency, Steelers had to go for it because they were down big, so they were 0-3. Bills didn't attempt anything. Total plays, Steelers had 72 to the Bills 54. Sacks allowed, 3 to the Steelers, 0 by the Bills, 2 punts by the Bills, 4 by the Steelers, 6 penalties for 54 yards for the Steelers, 5 penalties for 28 yards for the Bills. Fumble loss, 1 between both teams. Interceptions thrown, 1 between both teams. So total of 2. So they were even. So time of possession, the Steelers had the ball more. They had it for 36 minutes and 8 seconds. And the Bills had it for 23 minutes and 52 seconds. Like I said, usually when a team has a lesser time of possession and they win, they usually either got a big score or it was a lot of turnovers, or the other team just couldn't convert third downs, which the other team couldn't really convert third downs, and they weren't getting the ball. They weren't moving the ball well, and the Bills were shredding their defense. Now, the Steelers won the time of possession 12 minutes and 56 seconds. They won it, which is good, But here how it broke down. First quarter, the Steelers only put up 3, Bills put up 10. Bills put up 21 in the second quarter, 0 for the Steelers, 0 in the third for the Steelers, 0 for the Bills. Bills put up 7 in the fourth. Pittsburgh put up none. So that's the reason why the Steelers couldn't keep up with the scoring of the Bills. Not only that, Josh Allen had some big throws, and Gabriel broke out yesterday. Gabe Davis balled out yesterday. But the Steelers, Kenny Pickett can attempt 52 passes. And then you got to establish him a running game. Najee only got the ball 11 times. And, they got down fast because I believe Minkah Fitzpatrick got hurt. So, but this game was over by halftime. The Bills just shredded them. The Bills pass and attack. Their receivers are way too good for the Steelers. The Steelers are having a problem with what's up, Intelligence Cycle? Oh, you're all right, Intelligence Cycle. Yeah, I was going to say that. You took the word. See, Intelligence Cycle basically explained the game. Still concerned slightly, but I'm concerned majorly. They have got to find a way to run the ball. Okay, right now they didn't need it in this game because the Steelers are just a terrible team. The Steelers, I think they're trying to get Mike Tomlin out of there. So it looks like the writing's on the wall. They're trying to move on from Mike Tomlin. The team is in disarray. Minkah Fitzpatrick got hurt. They just started shredding the defense. I don't know if he got hurt or not, but those receivers, they couldn't guard them. Josh Allen put on a clinic. They got revenge on the Steelers from last year. Remember the first game of last year, the Steelers busted their ass. So, but the Steelers are in trouble. You can't have your rookie attempt 52 passes, dog. You can't do that. You're going to get him killed. He's not ready. They got to establish a running game. They got to establish a screen game. They got to do short, quick passes. When you're going against a good pass rush, which the Bills have, and Von Miller and the other DN they have, you have got to establish a quick passing game. If you don't, you're going to get killed. But shout out to the Bills. They're showing that they're head above heels, everybody. To me, I think they're the best team in the AFC right now. I don't think there's anybody better. I think they're the best team in the AFC. That's just my opinion. We'll see in the next coming weeks what they do. But I mean, they look the best so far. So next game was the Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Bears' favorite topic. And the Chargers really choked this game, but the Browns choked it more. So, and this is good news. Deshaun Watson is permitted back to the facility. So that's good news. So if the Browns my bad, nail tripping. So if the Browns could win the next couple or at least stay at 500 and Deshaun come back, they could make the playoffs. Now, first quarter, Cleveland put up 14, Chargers 3. Second quarter, Chargers put up 14, Cleveland 7. Third quarter, Chargers put up 10, Cleveland 7. Fourth quarter, only 3 by the Chargers, 0 by the Browns. Now, Jacoby had a ugly pass down the stretch that he should have been careful with. Should have threw it a little higher. He threw it on the string and it was intercepted. That kind of messed him up. Herbert got the ball. They actually ran the ball yesterday. Their running backs, Eckler and Kelly, they had 26 touches between both of them. And then if you add them in the passing game, 28, they had 32 touches combined. That's how you win the game, Chargers. You have to be balanced. You have to be balanced. You have to run the ball, and then Mike Williams went off. So the Browns defense and them were non-effective. Chubb had another great game showing he's probably the best back in the league. I don't know what's going on with Kareem Hunt. You know, he's not getting there. And this is also a problem. When Denzel Ward has more tackles than your linebackers, you're not doing a good job on defense at all. At all. So, total yards, this was high scoring. This was a lot of yards given up on both sides of the defense. 465 total yards for the Chargers, 443 for the Browns, 227 for the Chargers, 230 for the Browns. And passing yards, rushing yards, Chargers had 238, Browns had 213 yards per play. Both teams had 7. First downs, Browns 27, Bolts 26. Third down efficiency is not good. 3 of 10 for the Chargers, which is 30%. Browns were 40%, 4 out of 10. Fourth down efficiency, Chargers 0-2, Browns 0-1. Total plays, Bolts 69, Browns 65. Sacks allowed, 1 for the Chargers, none for the Browns. 1 punt for the Chargers, 2 for the Browns. Penalties, 4 penalties for 17 yards for the Bolts, 6 penalties for 65 yards for the Browns. Fumbles lost, 0. Both sides, 0 interceptions for the Bolts, but 1 interception for the Browns, which was costly near the end of the game. Jacoby, that really cost him the game. I need him to make a better decision than that. Now, they had the time of possession, 30 minutes and 2 seconds, compared to the Bolts, 29 minutes and 58 seconds, which was 44-second difference. So that basically wasn't the reason. The reason the Browns lost was the turnover at the end of the game. That killed them. If Jacoby would have ran it, or they could have ran a better play, I'm going to blame it on him for his decision making, but I mostly blame the play of Stefanski. Stefanski, when it gets down the stretch, late game situations, even though Baker was trash last year or the year before, he has a hard time drawing up good plays in situational football. Because if you remember the playoff game against the Chiefs, where Patrick Mahomes got hurt, Stefanski was calling some very questionable plays down the stretch. And I kind of question him in situational football. But early on in the game, he's good when there's no pressure. But when there's pressure, I believe he folds. I mean, Jacoby gets 20% blame because of his decision making, but 80% to me go to Stefanski because you wasted Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb gave you over 100 yards, and you only gave him 17 carries. Him and Hunt had 28 touches between both of them, which I'm cool with. And then you add they actually had 30-some touches because Kareem Hunt had 3 receptions. So you distributed the ball well. Even if you don't get Kareem Hunt the ball to run it, he at least can catch it. So that adds to your touches, if that makes any sense. But the Chargers are still, to me, having the same problem. They're having trouble closing. You only put up second half. Yeah, you did well in the third quarter, but fourth quarter, you got away lucky. You got 3 points. But really, it was more about the Browns losing it than the Chargers actually winning the game. It's just being honest. And I think this is the difference between when you have a Deshaun Watson compared to a Jacoby. Not taking nothing from Jacoby, but I believe Deshaun Watson wins this game yesterday. I just believe it. I just don't. The Chargers were running the ball. They were throwing it well. Herbert was distributing it. They were getting the run game involved, but I still don't trust the Chargers down the stretch. I think they have a hard time closing, and they do. And I think it's majority the coach. The coach is going to cost them guys. So to me, that's what happened in the game between them. So the next game we have the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Houston Texans, the problem with them is if they had a quarterback, the Texans would probably be 4-1 right now, or 5-1. No, 4-1, excuse me. They would be 4-1 right now if they had a quarterback. They don't have one, but they have a great running back. Damon Pierce is turning into the greatest running back this season. He might be the best running back so far. I mean, I think he is. I think he's the best running back. Cordarrelle Patterson's out for the year because of the last game he got hurt severely. But Dameon Pierce is getting the ball, and he's delivering. He's delivering. The Jaguars, they ran the ball pretty well between Robinson and ETN, but Trevor Lawrence has got to do better with his decision-making. I mean, it just comes down to it. You can't throw 2 bad interceptions. You can't. Look, ETN gave you 10 carries. James Robinson, ETN gave you like 13 touches because he caught the ball 3 times. I only count what he caught. Don't care about the drops, what he caught. So he gave you 13 touches, right? Then you got another 10 touches by James Robinson. That's 23 touches combined. He averaged 7 yards on the ground. Passing-wise, when he caught it, 14. Robinson was averaging 3 yards per carry, which isn't good, but you could up that if you would have gave him the ball a little bit more. If you would have gave him 6 or 7 more touches on the ground or 10 more, you guys could have won this game. But Trevor Lawrence, you can't make those mistakes. And then you got Trevor Lawrence almost throwing 50 attempts a game. No, in college, the reason Trevor Lawrence was great, he only attempted between 25 to 30 pass attempts a game, sometimes lower. Sometimes it would be 15. It would be 15 to like 25 or 20. Yeah, Miles didn't do nothing. Yeah, still the king. Yeah, Texans running back is the truth. Damon Pierce might be the best running back this year. Seriously. 26 carries, 99 yards, averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop. That might be the best running back this year. What's up, Matt Mizzle? Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, you guys won. Now, the Texans had 0 points in the first. Jacksonville had 3. Texans had 6 points in the second, 3 points for the Jags, zero for both teams in the third. Fourth quarter, Texans had 7, Jags had 0. The reason why it's 13-6, Texans won. But this is a rivalry game, guys. Jaguars always struggle against the Texans. Like I said, I still like the Jaguars. I think they could be a wild card team. They just have to, Trevor got to cut down on his mistakes. He has to. Now, the team stats, total yards, Jaguars have 422 to the Texans 248. Passing yards, Texans had 132 to the Jags 286. Rushing yards, 116 for the Texans to the Jags 136. Yards per play, 4 for the Texans, 6 for the Jags. First downs, 22 for the Jags, 15 first downs for the Texans. Third down efficiency, the Texans were 5 of 13, which is 38%. That is terrible. That's unacceptable. Got to do better. Jaguars were 6 of 14, which is 43%. So they won by a little bit, but that's still bad. Both teams are terrible on third downs. This is why the Jaguars struggled. Then they were 0 for 3 for fourth downs. Texans didn't attempt any. Total plays, 73 by the Jags. 56 total plays by the Texans. 1 sack allowed for the Texans, 0 for the Jags. 6 punts by the Texans, 3 by the Jags. Penalties, 4 penalties for 25 yards for the Texans. 6 penalties for 48 yards for the Jags. Both teams had no fumbles lost. And the Jaguars had 2 picks. Texans 0. Time of possession, the Texans won 31 minutes and 47 seconds compared to the Jags 28 minutes and 13 seconds, which is 3 minutes and 34 seconds. So the reason they lost is those 2 interceptions. You got to do better, Trevor Lawrence. You got to do better. You got to. Trevor Lawrence has got to cut back on his mistakes. When you got 23 touches between ETN, Robinson, both 10 touches on the ground, ETN, 3 touches in the air, that's like 23, 24. Now it's time to get Robinson 10 more carries. You could have 33 touches. And not only that, you guys ran more plays. You guys went out a lot 3 and outs. Too many 3 and outs. That's how you lose the game. You too, Matt. What up, DC? What up, Pico? He said Eagles got a week to get it together. Right. Kirk got shut down, put the blanket on him. Yeah. Christian Kirk got shut down. The Texans defense, the Texans defense is awesome. I need to know about the SWAC. What about the SWAC? Southwest Atlantic Conference. The SWAC is dominated by a bunch of Cats, Tigers, but it's very old school. It's a tradition. Texas Southern and Grambling used to be like the greatest. Like they used to win all the time when it was all black. And then once we integrated, kind of took it out. But Eddie Robinson and them guys, they're old school. They like their classics. They don't like all of that flamboyant stuff. They don't like all that charisma. They don't like change. They like to keep it old. That's why the SWAC hasn't grown a lot, because they're very old school and they stick to their old ways. That's why I'm glad Dion is there, because Dion is doing something which is trying to make it like the Power 5, which is have us actually playing in championship games against bigger colleges and putting us on that level. But everybody else want to stick to this old classic. I said this 15 years ago at Texas Southern. They should have gotten rid of the classics and started focusing on football and winning. They're nothing but a bunch of scumbags. They're always taking money from the black students. They always preach this black empowerment when they don't mean it. They're robbing the children there. They're robbing the student athletes of their money, their time. And then when you get hurt, they don't give a damn. You're stuck with the bill. They don't even take care of the bill. But Prime is bringing money and actually bringing awareness. Now we can have our own combines. We don't have to go to Indianapolis no more or fight to get to Indianapolis, because they only invite maybe a few of us if we're really that good. Like, you have to be a McNair or a Jerry Rice to get invited to their house, to their party. And it's like he's bringing that change for us. But Eddie Robinson and them, they ain't nothing but a bunch of old bums, like, who still stuck in the 60s and 70s. And it's like, look, that day is over. I've said this 15 years ago to the students and everybody, that we got to get away from these classics and start playing real football and build our facilities up. The money we get, all these alumni we have, they don't really give back to the black colleges. That's why we have poor facilities. We have poor athletics and all of that. He said, I'm gonna need you for these college football picks. Air Force cost me a fortune. Shoot, all right. I'll just holler at me. Just hit me up on the email or whatever. I got you. Me and Q Lee and Christian, we're the best at the college picks. So, my brother Pico right here, he's great for the college picks as well. So whenever you need it, just holler at me. Now, you can hit me up on the email, bro, or hit me up on my number. You know what I'm saying? Shoot me the number, shooter. I'll shoot you mine. We can go from there. Yeah, just shoot me the number in your email, or I'll shoot you mine. Like, my email in the description box. Here it is right here. Let me give it to you. There it is right there, Sino. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll give you some picks. Appreciate the donations and love, bro. Make sure y'all go to Sino page, man. Sino been killing it this week and the week before, man. It's hard to keep up, but I got his Patreon. Make sure y'all sign up to the VIP. It's $25 a month. All right, okay, got you. Guys, make sure you go to his Patreon. His Patreon is Carsino for Life. VIP $25. I pay $25 a month. It's worth it. He gives you, they just hook people up with jobs the other day. That's big. Ain't no other YouTuber doing what he's doing. So y'all need to go on that right now. Like, if you need a job, holler at Cino on the Patreon, holler at him on his page. He'll look at it for you. He's gonna look out for you guys. Exactly, Dante, the black elitists. That's all they are in college football, is black elitists and HBCUs. They rob the HBCUs all the time. So now the Jaguars, like I said, Trevor Lawrence, you gotta be able to take care of the ball. You gotta play Trevor Lawrence like you did in Clemson. If you play him like he played at Clemson, the Jaguars should really be 4-1. They shouldn't even be this. So now let's look at it. Now we're going to our next game. The next game is Chicago and Minnesota. So the Chicago Bears in Minnesota. So basically, we had 1:00 Cousins who was about to choke the game away. Justin Fields was bringing them back, but their offense is terrible. They don't have a real offense there. They need to they need to get a coaching staff in there who actually knows how to work with Justin Fields. They don't roll him out enough. They keep him in the pocket as a sitting duck, and he's getting killed. He has no receivers. His receivers are Mooney, Komet, and St. Brown, which is the brother of Malcolm St. Brown, who's in Detroit. He's okay, but I like his brother Malcolm better. Darnell Mooney, he's good going deep, but he can't run routes. He can't get off the jams well. And Kmet doesn't run routes well. He's more of a blocking tight end and sometimes a possession tight end. So he don't have any help. They just need to get rid of Justin Fields and go get their white quarterback that they want. Just go get your quarterback. So Justin Fields' career doesn't get destroyed by y'all. Kirk Cousins, 41 attempts. I mean, I would want him between 30 to 35, maybe 20 to 25 to 30 throwing attempts. Dalvin Cook balled out yesterday, 18 carries, had 18 touches, did his thing on 20. Madison had 9 carries, so they basically had 29, 30 touches combined. I would like to see Madison get at least 15 carries because I think that'll take the pressure off of Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook gets hurt way too easily. You know what I'm saying? He gets hurt way too easily. So you want to give the ball to Madison a little more. Let Madison run the ball a little more. Get him a rhythm, and they'll be fine. Now, the first quarter, Minnesota put up 7, Bears 3. Second quarter, 7 for the Bears, 14 points for the Vikings. Third quarter, 9 for the Bears, 0 for the Minnesota Vikings. 3 points in the fourth quarter for the Bears, 8 for the Vikings. And the score was 29-22. This is why the Bears' loss was the offensive line sucks. Fields don't have time and he don't have any weapons. So for them to be 2-3 is surprising. They really should be 0-5. The Bears should be 0-5 right now. Now, total yards, the Bears are 271 on the ground. Total yards 271 combined, 429 yards for the Vikings, 193 passing yards for the Bears, 78 rushing yards for the Bears, 312 passing yards for the Vikings, 117 rushing yards for the Vikings. Both teams had 6 yards per play. First downs, you have 14 for the Bears, 29 for the Vikings. Third down efficiency, Bears were only 40%. 40%. You're not going to win that way. Vikings were 12 of 15. That's 80%. That's why they won the game. They kept moving the sticks, even if they got to kick a field goal or punt the ball. You're moving the ball, so you're giving your defense you're giving them a break. You're allowing them to breathe. They're allowed to take their time. Guys, this is important. Third downs will make you a Super Bowl team compared to a Super Bowl loser. You have got to complete third downs. It keeps your defense off the field. If the Vikings continue doing that, they're going to be tough. Fourth down efficiency. Bears were 1-1. Vikings didn't have to do anything. Total plays, 74 for the Vikings, 47 for the Bears. 2 sacks allowed for the Bears and 2 punts. 1 sack allowed for the Vikings, 1 punt. Penalties, 6 for the Bears, 40 yards. Vikings, 7 penalties for 70 yards. Fumbles lost, 0 for the Vikings and only 1 pick. Bears had 1 fumble loss. Interception thrown, 0. So both teams had 1 turnover each. Time of possession, the Vikings had 36 minutes and 44 seconds. And the Bears only had the ball for 23 minutes and 16 seconds, which gives you 13 minutes and 28 seconds the Vikings had the ball more for. And the reason why the Bears lost the game, lack of offense, lack of blocking, lack of creativity with the play calling, lack of pass protection, lack of running the ball, lack of no weapons. The Bears offense is trash, okay? Justin Fields is a product of being in a bad system. I really believe the Bears should let him go, trade him or whatever. They really don't want Justin Fields. They never did. Bring a quarterback in there that you guys love, whether he's white, black, Asian, whoever you want. Let them be your quarterback. Let Justin Fields go somewhere else where he's actually utilized correctly, because you guys are going to get him injured. Like, seriously, he's going to get hurt. But they lost the game because of bad on third downs, the fumble loss, also a lot of 3 and outs, 4 of 10 on third down. So 40%, that's why the Bears lost. So they should be 0-5, but they're 2-3, which is surprising. That's surprising, but they need to let Fields go. They need to let him go somewhere else, and they need to bring in a quarterback that they love, whether white, black, or Asian. You're going to get Justin Fields killed. So let him go. Exactly. Bears offensive line's a joke. New coaches refusing to let Fields do what he does best. They want him to stay in the pocket. That won't work. Exactly. You got to roll him out. He's not a great pocket passer. You have to play him like Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. Fields has got to roll out. Like Daniel Jones yesterday. Daniel Jones, Brian Dabble had the greatest game plan for Daniel Jones. Roll him out to his right, roll him to the left, let him get the ball, run the ball downfield, let him get some carries. That'll work, but Justin Fields needs to be let go. So the next game this is going to be an easy game to go over. Detroit versus the New England Patriots. The same old Detroit Lions and Detroit T voice. Trash. This new quarterback for the Patriots, Bailey Zappi, I like him more than Mac Jones. He commands the offense more for the Patriots. And not only that, Ramondre Stevenson, he's also in my list of top running backs. He has been great the past 4 weeks for Belichick. Shout out to Belichick for finding another diamond in the rough. Stevenson had 25 carries, averaging 6 yards per pop. Belichick runs the ball. Only 21 attempts for Zappi. He played within his realm. 20 attempts to 25 passing attempts. When you do that, you become a better team. The Lions had 0 points all game after they were bragging about having the best offense. No, you guys are still the same old Lions. 3 points for the Patriots in the first, 13 points in the second for the Patriots, 10 points in the third, 3 in the fourth. Patriots dominated 29-0. Stat-wise, total yards, 364 for the Patriots, 312 for the Lions, 211 passing yards for the Lions, 188 for the Patriots, 101 for rushing yards for the Lions, 176 for the Patriots, 5 yards per play for the Lions, 7 for the Patriots. First downs, 22 for the Patriots, 17 for the Lions. This is where it messed the Lions up. They were 4 of 12 on third downs, 33%. But the Patriots weren't even better, but it didn't matter because they shut down the Lions and they were scoring. They were 3 of 9. They got to do better. They both were 33%. You got to do better on third downs for both teams. Fourth down efficiency, Lions 0 for 6. Patriots didn't attempt any. 64 plays for the Lions, 56 for the Patriots. 2 sacks allowed and 2 punts for the Lions. 0 sacks allowed for the Patriots and 2 punts. Penalties, 7 penalties for 82 yards for the Lions. 6 penalties for 46 yards for the Pats. One fumble loss for the Lions, 0 for the Pats. 1 interception thrown for the Lions, 1 for the Pats. The time of possession, the Patriots won. They had the ball for 31 minutes and 29 seconds compared to the Lions 28 minutes and 31 seconds. So basically, it was the differentiation of 2 minutes and 98 seconds. So pretty even, but the Patriots did something with theirs. The Lions, Jared Goff was not the problem. You have to let Jared Goff throw between 20 to 25 times. You can't let him throw 35 to 40. You're going to lose. The passing wise, guys, they didn't do well on third downs, and the Patriots were able to capitalize on their mishaps on third downs. So you got to do better on third downs. If you're the Lions, you got to stop somebody on defense. The Lions defense is last in everything. Like, they're terrible. And then not only that, You guys got to be able to control the ball. You can't fumble the ball or throw a pick because then that stalls your drives. So the reason the Patriots blew their ass out was because Goff was throwing the ball too much and lack of getting the ball more to your running back. Your running back needs to have more than 15 touches. He got to have at least 25 to 30. And also, third downs is what killed them. They got to make that better. They got to make that better. They're terrible. Yeah, they got tired of the noise. Exactly. Dan Campbell has shown that he can't coach at all. 4th and 9, and you go for it and not take the field goal. Exactly. Lions DBs are dinged up. They're poorly coached, and coach is an idiot. Exactly. So you have to do better on third downs. And dumbass coach, DAC. That is the word of the day, people. DAC. Dumbass coaching. When you have a chance to get points, we saw this Thursday night. Remember Thursday night with the Broncos in Indianapolis? When dumbass coach for the Broncos had the points, he gonna go for it, and then it was a pick. Take the points. What did John Harbaugh do yesterday? Took the points. Even though the Bengals scored, you still put pressure on them. It's a different ball game when you're leading 16-10 as opposed to 10-10. Come on, guys. We got to think. It's dumb. These guys don't know any football. But I like the quarterback, Bill Zappi. He's a better quarterback to me than Mac Jones. And I think they ought to go with Bailey Zappi for the rest of the year, which they're not. They're going to go back to Mac Jones. I just don't trust Mac Jones. I don't think Mac Jones has that backbone to win games. Now, the next teams we're going to talk about is the Seattle Seahawks. Okay? The Seattle Seahawks against the New Orleans Saints. Listen, the New Orleans Saints' problem is they have injuries. That's it. And they got screwed in the Tampa Bay game with Mike Evans almost costing the Bucs the game because of his recklessness. But they really should be 4-1 instead of 2-3. But because of turnovers, injuries, and not holding down on the defensive side of the ball, their defense has really been looking bad. The only time they play good is when they play a division rival. Outside of the division, the Saints defense does not look good. Shout out to Big Gino, who likes to grab ass. Mr. Grab Ass Gino, Mr. Fleece Johnson's son. That's Mr. Fleece Johnson boy right there, y'all, Gino. But Gino's been balling out, so it's starting to look like Russell Wilson was the problem. It's starting to look like it. Russell Wilson may have been the problem for the Seahawks because ever since Gino's taken over, their offense has looked 100 times better. And he finally connected to Tyler Lockett, who I've been saying to connect to for the whole time. Tyler Lockett is a better receiver than DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is a better big play catch guy. Like, he could catch the tough catches. But Lockett is your route runner. He's going to tear up. He's going to run routes and split the defense. Excuse me. He's going to run and split the defense, make the big catches. He's going to get you the yak yards. DK could get you yak, but DK's more of your deep guy, where Lockett is your underneath killer. So now we got Andy Dalton did good yesterday, which was good because they kept the ball. They gave him only 20 to 25 attempts. Taysom Hill came in and gave you some touches. I like how they use Taysom Hill, but it only works with Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara really won this game. He had 23 carries. 23 carries plus 6 receptions is like 29 to 30 touches. That's what Kamara should have. 29 to 30 touches. Olave, I believe, should not have got that touchdown. He got hit. I think he went under concussion protocol, but I don't think he should have got that touchdown. But Andy Dalton, that's what they need him to do, is manage the game. I think they ought to stick with Andy Dalton until Jameis gets correct, but Jameis needs to watch what Andy Dalton is doing, which is control the game, manage the game, give the ball to your playmakers. But the reason the Saints have lost is because Landry hasn't been 100%. Michael Thomas is out again. I don't know if he's ever going to be healthy again. Kamara's finally off the injured reserve, not the injured reserve, but off of being hurt. Now, first quarter, the Seahawks had 10 points. Saints have 3. Seahawks had 9 in the second, 14 for the Saints, 0 for the Seahawks in the third quarter. That's what killed them, having no points in the third. 14 for the Saints, 13 in the fourth by the Seahawks, 8 by the Saints. They were able to win 39-32 total yards. Saints had 438 compared to the Seahawks 396. Passing yards 245 to the Saints 203. Rushing yards 151 for the Seahawks to the Saints 235. And that was the reason the Saints were able to win, rushing the ball. You see what happens when you run the ball? You get results. Yards per play, Seahawks 8, 6 for the Saints. First down, Saints had 26, Seahawks 15. Now, this is why the Seahawks lost. 1 of 9 on third downs. That's 11%, y'all. 1 for 9. The Saints, 8 of 14. That's 57%. Like I said, I wanted to be in the 60 percentile, but they were close, so that's good. They were in the high 50%. So I'm cool with that. 0 for 1 on fourth downs for the Seahawks, 0 for the Saints, 49 total plays for the Seahawks, 74 for the Saints. 3 sacks allowed for the Seahawks and 5 punts. 1 sack allowed for the Saints and 4 punts. Penalties. This is what also killed the Seahawks. 12 penalties for 85 yards. The Saints, 6 penalties for 57 yards. Fumbles lost, 1 by the Seahawks, no picks. 1 fumble loss for the Saints and 1 pick thrown. So the Saints had 2 turnovers to the Seahawks 1, but it doesn't matter because terrible third down and penalties cost the Seahawks this game. Time of possession also cost them 37 minutes and 35 seconds by the Saints compared to 22 minutes and 25 seconds by the Seahawks, which is 15-minute differentiation. But it didn't matter because the Saints had 2 turnovers, which cost them. That's why they only won the game by 7 points. 7 points. Right. Jameis needs to also stop being a turnover machine. Exactly, on One True. Damn, Cino, they cost you $1,000. Yeah. I know you done with I know you done with Detroit. God dang, bro. I know you mad at that. He said Big Gino. Russ was the problem since 2000. Hey, facts. It's showing because since Russ left, their offense has really picked up more, One True. So you're right. I give you kudos where kudos are given. Yeah, the Lions make too many bad decisions when they go for it. Yeah, they do. Jameis needs to stop being a turnover machine, correct? And yeah, what up, Felton? Now, like I said, the Saints, listen, if the Saints get Jameis back, Michael Thomas back, and Jameis controls his turnovers, the Saints could easily win the South and they could get in the playoffs and make some noise. But what concerns me is their defense and their offense putting the ball on the ground and through the air getting picked off. If they continue to play ball control, Kamara stays healthy enough, I'm telling you, I fear the Saints. If the Saints are healthy and Jameis controls the ball, they will be a tough team to beat. And that's fact. So the Seahawks lost the game. Why, guys? Bad third downs, correct? And time of possession. And penalties. 12 penalties. That killed them. Mac stupid. Mac throwing shade in the afternoon. Love it. Love it. We're having a good time. Now, the next game is basically, let's see, Miami and the New York Jets. And this was simple. Teddy Bridgewater got hurt. He passed his concussion protocols, but yet they did not want him to come out. They wanted to leave him out because of what happened to Tua. Now, the reason the Jets won wasn't because of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was okay. He only had 21 attempts, which is great. Breece Hall is also in my conversation for top back in the league. I think he's in the top 3 or 4. I believe he's in my top 3 or 4. And he also had 2 receptions through the air, so he had over 20 touches, which is great. The Dolphins offense was terrible. Mostert balled out yesterday. He averaged 6 yards per carry. I want him to get the ball a little more. They put the ball in Thompson's hands too much, and he's not that type of guy. So, 5 points for the Jets in the first quarter, 0 by the Dolphins, 14 each in the second quarter. 3 points by the Dolphins in the third, 0 for the Jets, and then the Jets just closed the deal. 21 in the fourth to 0 to the Dolphins. The Dolphins lost this game because Teddy got hurt and lack of offensive production. Jets basically defensively shut them down as well as moved the ball through the ground. Breece Hall balled out. So shout out to Breece Hall. The Jets have 40 compared to the Dolphins 17. That's why the Jets won. 40 points to 17. So total yards, Dolphins had 295 to the Jets 322. Passing yards, 158 to 187. Jets had 187. Dolphins 158. Rushing yards, 137 for the Dolphins, 135 for the Jets. Yards per play, you had 5 for the Dolphins and 6 for the Jets. First downs, you had 19 for the Dolphins, 21 for the Jets. Third down efficiency was not good for both teams. 4 of 11 for the Dolphins, which is 36%, and 5 of 11 for the Jets, which was 45%. So third downs, they were about even. Fourth down efficiency, 0-2 for the Dolphins, 0-1 for the Jets. Total plays, 62 for the Dolphins, 56 for the Jets. Sacks allowed, 2 for the Dolphins and 3 punts. Sacks allowed for the Jets, 2 and then 4 punts. This is what also cost the Dolphins the game. 11 penalties for 102 yards. 5 penalties for 105 yards for the Jets. Fumbles lost and interceptions thrown, 0 for the Jets. 1 fumble loss and 1 pick for the Dolphins is the reason they lost. Time of possession, 30 minutes and 58 seconds for the Jets compared to the Dolphins, 29 minutes and 2 seconds. A minute and 56 seconds between, about the same. The reason the Dolphins lost this game was lack of productivity from the quarterback position, plus Skylar Thompson attempted 33 passes. That's bad for a new guy. Come on. Teddy got hurt. They didn't allow him in the game, which he should have came back in the game because he passed his concussion protocols, but because of the Tua situation, they didn't want to take any chances. So then penalties and then turnovers. That's the reason the Dolphins got their ass whooped yesterday, and I'm glad they got their ass whooped. I hope they lose for what they did to Flores. Now, Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Let's see. Atlanta Falcons and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Falcons were robbed at the end in this game. Plus the Bucs again. Tom Brady's attempting way too many passes and lack of running game. I think the Bucs, what the Bucs need to do, is they need to stop throwing the ball so much. They need a running game. If I was the Bucs, I would go get AJ Dillon from the Packers. They're not using them. So I'll go get AJ Dillon, or I'll try to go get a running back who actually can run the ball. This is why the Bucs struggle. Brady's attempting 52 passes a game. I need him between 25 to 30 attempts a game. I need Fournette's carries to go up to 20 to 25. I need Rachaad White's to go up to 10 to 15. Come on, we need to run the ball. And the Falcons just need to get rid of Mariota. They need to bring somebody else in. Ritter needs to start. Now, total yards, the scoring, 0 for both teams in the first. Bucks put up 13 in the second and 8 in the third. The Falcons put up 15 in the fourth, 0 for the Bucks. Bucks won 21-15. The Bucks won because the Falcons got robbed. Tom Brady was sacked. The Falcons are going to get the ball back and probably score. But they called a unnecessary roughness penalty, personal foul penalty, which Brady basically got the call. It was the same as the Josh Allen call last week. Bucks should have lost this game. The Bucks really should be 0-5. They're 3-2, but they should be 0-5. They're terrible. I said before the season, the defense is not good against the run. The cornerbacks, I do not trust them. They're terrible against the pass. And the Falcons showed that yesterday. Olamide Zaccheaus killed them down the stretch. Drake London was killing them. Running game has been killing us. We cannot stop it. And that's why the Bucks should have lost this game. But the Falcons were robbed. Total yards, 420 by the Bucks, 261 by the Falcons, 110 by the passing yards for the Falcons, 351 for the Bucks, 69 rushing yards for the Bucks, 151 for the Falcons, yards per play, 4 for the Falcons, 6 for the Bucks. First down, 26 for the Bucks, 19 for the Falcons. Falcons were 6 of 14 on third downs, which is not good. That's only 43%. They got to do better. The Bucks were 9 of 16, which is 56%, which is good. The Bucks did better this week on third downs than they have in the previous week. So if they can make that at least be in the 60 percentile, then they wouldn't have had to worry about the Falcons coming back. It was too many 3-and-outs in the second half because of what? Only 69 yards rushing. Lack of rushing game. What did I tell you guys? This team does not run the ball. If they don't find a running game, Brady's not going to make it to the end of the season, and the Bucks will be a first-round exit out the game, or they won't make the playoffs. I'm telling you, they don't look good. 0-1 on fourth downs for the Bucks, 1-1 for the Falcons, 61 total plays for the Falcons, 75 for the Bucks. Sacks allowed, 5 for the Falcons and 6 punts. 0 sacks for the Bucks and 4 punts. Penalties, both teams had 6 penalties. Falcons had for 55, Bucks had it for 45. Fumbles lost, interception thrown. Both teams had 0. Time of possession, the Falcons won. They had 30 minutes and 34 seconds. And the Bucks had 29 minutes and 26 seconds. 26. So Bucks had a minute. The Falcons had it for a minute and 8 seconds, which was big. Did pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did. Oh, good. I'm glad he did fell to more because they didn't run the ball. What up, Scrub? Yeah, he's trying to be MVP, but how you gonna win the MVP? He's looked terrible. Tom Brady looks terrible. And P. Ottoman showed up, but it's not gonna mean anything if we don't run the ball, bro. You know better than me. The best way to help your defense is run the ball. And they don't run the ball at all. No, Brady's not soft. Brady just got bailed out by the refs. That's all that happened. The refs have saved Tom Brady this whole season. If not for the refs, the Bucks would be 0-5. The Bucks should be 0-5. But they're 3-2, so I'm not proud of it because they don't look good. And I told you guys, the offensive line continues to look weak. The offensive line is terrible. It's terrible. I don't know what's up with the offensive line. And we got injuries. So the Falcons lost this game because they got screwed near the end. But also the Falcons, you can't put up 0 points for the 3 quarters. That's what I'm saying. This is a problem. You need to put the rookie Riddick in. Put him in. Mariota, I would just bring him in. I would use Mariota like Taysom Hill. I would bring him in on plays just to run the ball. That's it. That's all you got to do. Other than that, I'm not putting him at quarterback because, see, I just use Mariota as an extra running back. You got Tyler Algieri, who did good. Caleb Huntley did good. Then you add that with Mariota on the ground. The Falcons are fine. So put the rookie in. You guys ain't doing shit this year. But the Falcons' problem, you can't put up no points until the 4th. You're going to hurt yourself. So the Falcons aren't off the hook either. Even though that play there, even though they got screwed at the end, doesn't matter. The Falcons put themselves in that position because they didn't what? They didn't capitalize early. Exactly, Scrub. Daniel Jones didn't carry nobody. It was Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley basically made you guys, the Packers basically gave y'all the game when they didn't run Aaron Jones or A.J. Dillon. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon were averaging 5 and 6 yards a pop. Combined, that's 11 yards per game. And you left that on the field by trying to let Aaron Rodgers throw it for 40 attempts. Come on. Aaron Rodgers isn't your best player on your offense. It's Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So now the next game we're on, Tennessee Titans and the Washington Redskins. Now King Henry called out the offense from last week against the Colts by not doing well in the second half. It didn't really work. In the first quarter, the Titans had 7. The Redskins had 3. Titans had 7 in the second quarter. Redskins had 7. Third quarter, both had 7. And in the fourth quarter, they both had 0. 21 to 17. Titans won. Tannehill did a good job yesterday, really, because he only attempted 25. Carson Wentz, you have him throwing 30. You had him throwing 38 times. You're not going to win that way. And Antonio Gibson only had 3 carries. Brian Robinson Jr. only 9. Come on, you gotta limit Carson Wentz throwing attempts. He's not that guy. Okay, he's not that guy. Total yards, Redskins had 385. Titans 241. Passing yards, 136 for the Titans. Washington 342 passing yards. Rushing yards, 105 for the Titans, 43 for the Redskins. Yards per play, 4 for the Titans, 7 for the Redskins. 15 first downs for the Titans, 17 for the Redskins. Third down efficiency, both teams were terrible. Titans were 4-14, which is 29%. 29. But guess what the Commanders were, or the Deadskins? 1 of 11, which is only 10%. Fourth down efficiency, 1 of 2, 50% for the Redskins, 1 of 1 for the Titans, that's 100. Sacks allowed, 5 for the Titans, 8 punts for the Titans, 3 sacks allowed for the Redskins, 6 punts allowed for Washington. Penalties, 8 for the Titans for 69 yards, 9 for the Redskins, 71 yards. Fumbles lost, both had 0. Picks thrown, 0 by the Titans, 1 by the Redskins. The time of possession was 32 minutes and 40 seconds for the Titans compared to 27 minutes and 20 seconds for the Redskins. So the Titans had a 5-minute and 20-second difference between them. So So basically, this was the reason why the Redskins lost. The Redskins lost because of third downs. Third downs and not running the ball, not trying to establish the run. They were trying to throw all day instead of establish the run. You got to get creative. You got to run counters. You got to run traps. You can do other run plays or misdirection besides just running up the A gap, running up the B gap. But this is how Ron Rivera, and I'm surprised that Ron Rivera had only 43 rushing yards. Usually Ron Rivera teams have 80 to 100 rushing yards, or they have at least 25 to 30 carries. Is it because he didn't like Cam Newton? But Carson Wentz, he trusts Carson Wentz. Carson can throw the ball. Carson's not a better thrower of the ball than Cam. So why are you letting Carson throw the ball so much, Ron Rivera? Oh, I know why, because he's white. So the belief is he can throw the ball, right? Interception thrown, also the reason why the Redskins lost the game. Plus, Carson Wentz is throwing the ball too much. You've got to limit his attempts. So Titans won 21-17. Titans had the right formula, but they have to close better. 0 points in the fourth quarter. When you play in a big game, you're going to need the points late. Now, San Francisco and Carolina. Congratulations to Christian. Matt Rule has been fired. So basically, Niners dominated this game. So 7 points in the first for the Niners, 0 for the Panthers, 10 points in the second for the Niners, 3 for the Panthers, 7 points in the third quarter for the Niners, 9 for the Panthers, 13 fourth quarter points for the Niners, and only 3 for the Panthers is why the game was 37-15. Total yards, 397 for the Niners, 308 for the Panthers. Passing yards, both had 244. Rushing yards, 153 for the Niners to the Panthers, 64. Yards per play, 7 for the Niners, 5 for the Panthers. First down, 22 for the Niners, 15 for the Panthers. Third down, the Niners were 7 of 12, which is 58%, which is very good. Could be 60-something, but I live with that. And the Panthers were 3 of 5, which is also good. So that's 60%. So third downs, both teams did pretty well. No, excuse me, my bad. I said 3 of 5. I apologize. 3 of 15 by the Panthers, which is bad. That's 20%. Fourth down efficiency, they were 3 of 5. Excuse me, and 0 for 0 for the Niners. Total plays, 65-61. Panthers won that. Sacks allowed, 6 by the Panthers, 3 punts by the Panthers. The Niners had 2 sacks allowed and 2 punts. Now, this is very funny. 9 penalties for 50 yards for the Niners and only 5 penalties for 33 yards for the Panthers. 1 fumble loss for the Niners, 0 for the Panthers, 0 interceptions thrown for the Niners, 1 for the Panthers. And the time of possession, Niners had a 30-minute and 18 seconds, minus 29 and 42 seconds by the Panthers. So the Niners had a 76-second win of time of possession, which ain't much. But the reason the Panthers lost is because I've been saying the coach who can't spell his last name, or who, which deserved to be fired. And Baker Mayfield was attempting 36 passes, and McCaffrey only had like 20-some touches. Plus, Baker needs to limit the ball. They got to run the ball. They have Dante Foreman from the Titans last year. Why is he only getting 2 carries a game? He should be getting between 15 to 20 carries a game. Did y'all not see last year when Derrick Henry got hurt? Him and Hilliard, he carried the load on the ground, and Hilliard did his thing in the pass game. I told you, these coaches are dumb. But that's why the Panthers lost. Baker Mayfield throwing the ball too much. lack of running the ball or lack of running the ball creativity with running the ball, and terrible on third downs. That's why they lost the game, and interception. So congratulations for Matt Arhul. You needed to get fired because you were terrible and you did Teddy Bridgewater dirty. Oh, yeah, facts. Yep, exactly. The episode went hard. Now, okay, my bad. So next game, Philly in Arizona. Fly Eagles fly versus Cardinals. Now, the Eagles' problem yesterday was running the ball, and Kyler Murray is throwing the ball way too much. Kyler Murray is not going to survive the season by doing this. Now, the Eagles had 7 in the first, Cardinals 0. Second quarter, Eagles had 7, Cardinals 10. Third quarter, Eagles had 3, Cardinals 0. Eagles had 3 in the fourth, 7 by the Cardinals. Now, total yards, the Cardinals had 363 compared to the Eagles 357. Passing yards, 218 to the Cardinals 239. Rushing yards, 139 for the Eagles to the 124 of the Cardinals. Now, yards per play, both teams had 5. First downs, 24 for the Eagles, 23 for the Cardinals. Now, third downs, the Eagles were 6 of 13, which they were 46%. That is not good. You're not going to go far in the playoffs with that. And the Cardinals were 8 of 14, which was 57%, which is beautiful. The Cardinals stepped up. They listened to my video. Third downs, that's why their defense played a lot better, because they were converting third downs. Now, fourth downs, they both were 1 of 1. Total plays, Eagles 71, Cardinals 69. Sacks allowed, 2 by the Eagles, 1 by the Cardinals. 4 punts by the Eagles, 4 by the Cardinals. Penalties, 3 for the Eagles with 30 yards, Cardinals 2. Penalties, 15 yards. So it was a clean game. This probably was the least penalized game of the whole day yesterday. Fumbles lost, 0. Interceptions thrown, 1 by the Cardinals, 0 by the Eagles. Time of possession, 34 minutes by the Eagles and 39 seconds compared to the Cardinals, 25 minutes and 21 seconds. So the Eagles had the ball for 9 minutes and 18 seconds more than the Cardinals. So the reason the game was the way it was is lack of third downs. When third downs are key. You move the ball, you put pressure, you get in the field goal range, you got to take the points. Okay, you got to take the points. Also, let's see. Jalen Hurts attempted 36 times. I don't have a problem with that. As long as he's between 25 to 30, I think that's better for Hurts. Running the ball, him and Miles Sanders carried it 15 times, which is a 30. I want to see them get Kenneth Gainwell involved more. I want Hurts to kind of limit itself. And plus, 2 TDs on the ground. I mean, the Eagles did okay. They just got to work on third downs. And in the Cardinals, they need to work on running the ball. You got to run the ball. Connor only had 9 carries. He needs to have about 15 to 20. Eno Benjamin had 8. So 9 and 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 17 carries combined for them, folks. They need to have about 25 to 30 carries. Kyler Murray needs to throw between 30 to 35 times. I'm good with that. 30 to 35 times. Also, Kyler threw a pick, a costly pick. Got to learn how to limit your turnovers. If he would have not turned the ball over late, they could have won this game. So that's the reason why the Cardinals lost. But the Eagles, they have got to give me more than 3 points. They got to give me more than 6 points in the second half, guys. They're not going to win too many games like that. Now, defensively, the Eagles are legit. They got a legit defense. Their defense was kicking Kyler's ass all day. But the guy who I'm liking is number 7, Hassan Reddick. Even though he only had 1 sack, he pressures the QB a lot. Fletcher Cox, I don't believe, played yesterday, and if he did, he was quiet, but he helped stop the run. Like I said, their linebackers need to show up as well. But the Eagles have got to do better on the third down. Yeah, that is bad. 82. He said Cliff Kingsbury taking advice. I'm not holding my breath on that. But listen though. But listen though, I'm just saying. If the Eagles can get better on third downs and in the second half give you more than field goals, at least get some touchdowns, the Eagles could win. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC to me. They are. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball, they can play defense. You know, they're the best team in the NFC. Then I would go with the Cowboys in the statistic wise, but the NFC East, shout out to the NFC East. They're the best division so far, but we have to see what they do to other teams outside of the division. That's what makes the NFC East. That's what I want to see. The Eagles have proven they could play outside the division. The Cowboys played good outside of the division. So we got to see. What's up, Chappelle? What's up, Trap Junkie? So, but the Eagles are the best team right now in the NFC. And I'm liking them every week. They just have to put up some better points in the second half. Yeah, true. That's true. Oh, yeah, the 49ers, they're tough too. The Eagles and the 49ers, to me, have the best team in the NFC right now. The only reason I put the Eagles above is because the Niners, I don't trust their quarterback. Dallas, they're good, but I don't trust Cooper Rush. When the Rams actually made Cooper Rush throw the ball yesterday, he did not look good. So the Cowboys need to keep doing what they're doing. Run Pollard more. They've got to run Pollard more. I don't know why they don't run Pollard more, but the Eagles basically, they're the best team. They showed you they could win close games. They blew teams out, and they could win in the shootout. And if they could get better on their third downs, Philly will be unstoppable. They need to do better on third downs, and they need to score more in the second half. That's their only 2 things I say. They got to close, and they got to have better third downs. Not only that, I need to see them do a lot better running the ball a little more with the other guys instead of Jalen Hurts, because I don't want Hurts to get hurt. Hurts right now is leading in the MVP votes. I got Jalen Hurts 1, Josh Allen 2. In third, I have who do I have third? Who do I have third? Who do I have third? I don't have nobody third right now. But right now, I'll go with right now I go with Jalen Hurts, and then I go with Josh Allen. Those are the MVPs right now to me. To me. Now, next game, the Dallas Cowboys and of course the LA Rams. And the LA Rams look terrible. I don't trust them. I think they're not good. And this is good. The Dallas Cowboys listened to what I said. Ezekiel Elliott is running the ball. 22 carries, 78 yards, 4 yards per pop. Pollard needs to get more carries, but 8 carries, 86 yards, 11 average. Also, CeeDee Lamb stepped up big yesterday. Shout out to CeeDee Lamb. Stepped up big. That's how you become a number one receiver. Kid getting the big catches. He was getting physical with Jalen Ramsey. That is something I wanted to see. How did he fare? Shout out to Trayvon Diggs. He showed I'm a number one corner yesterday. Cooper Kupp only had one big catch for a touchdown, which really wasn't Trayvon's fault, but if he could have kept running through, he could have got Cooper for a loss or for a tackle or a broken up pass. But shout out to him for balling out. Congrats to Dallas, Micah Parsons. They're using him better. I also like number 54. Sam Williams was balling yesterday. Shout out to Sam Williams. Sam Williams was killing yesterday. Vander Esch did a good job playing that Mike backer. Micah Parsons being the reckless abandonment. Donovan Wilson is my favorite guy on the Cowboys. Donovan Wilson, I'm happy. Like I said, I like Donovan Wilson on the defense. He brings a toughness to that secondary that I have not seen. And I'm sorry, I might be jumping overboard, but Donovan Wilson brings a physicality to that secondary I have not seen with the Cowboys since Barry Church. Since Barry Church, they have not had a physical safety. Donovan Wilson is physical. Yeah, Daryl Clark, y'all need to run Sanders more, and y'all have to not only Sanders, you have to run Gainwell more. Hurts needs to limit to 5 to 10 rushes a game because you guys have a passing game now, so he doesn't have to run all the time. But if he has to, hey, go ahead and do it. Just be careful. But Donovan Wilson is making that defense physical. Trayvon Diggs is showing that he's a number one corner. He, like I said yesterday, everybody asked me, how do the Cowboys win, HD? Trayvon Diggs has to say to his coach, listen, I want Cooper Kupp. I want Cooper Kupp. Give me Kupp. I'm the best corner in the game. That's how you prove it. That's how you prove it. Show me. Don't tell me with stats. Show me. Yeah, Trayvon Diggs had 0 interceptions, but he was giving Kupp problems yesterday, right? Cooper Kupp had 7 receptions for 125 yards, but guess what? He only had 1 touchdown, and he was quiet for the second half. Now, first quarter, Dallas had 9. Rams had 3. Tied in the second, both had 7. Third quarter, Dallas had 3. Rams had 0. Fourth quarter, Cowboys had 3. Rams had 0. 22-10 was the score. The Rams again showed they can't do well in the second half. Now, the Cowboys had 239 yards total. 76 yards passing. I need them to get that up to at least 100, 150 passing yards. Rushing, they had 163. I need that to get up to 170 to 180. The Rams had 285 passing, but only 38 rushing yards. This is what I told you guys. The Rams don't run the ball. Sean McVay has a tough time running the ball. Both teams average 5 yards per play, first downs. Rams had 14. Cowboys had 10. Third down efficiency. The Cowboys were 5 of 15, which is 33%. They need to do better. The Cowboys need to have at least 60% on third downs. And with that defense you have got to do better on third downs. You've got to be in the 60 percentile. Now, the Rams were 6 of 17, which they were 35%. So they both were even on third downs. Fourth down, Rams had 1 of 1. Cowboys didn't need to attempt anything. 53 yards, 53 yards total plays for the Cowboys, 64 for the Rams. 3 sacks allowed for the Cowboys, 6 punts. 5 sacks allowed for the Rams, 6 punts. Penalties, 5 penalties for 42 yards for the Cowboys. 3 penalties for 25 yards for the Rams. Fumbles lost, 0 for the Cowboys, 2 for the Rams, 0 picks thrown for the Cowboys, 1 pick thrown for the Rams. Time of possession, Rams won that. They had 30 minutes and 30 seconds compared to the Rams had 30 minutes, 30 seconds compared to the Cowboys. 29 minutes and 30 seconds. It was only 1 second difference, which time of possession really didn't matter. Now, the reason the Rams lost the game is because of turnovers and third downs and not running the ball. When you have Matt Stafford, who is done, by the way, attempting 42 pass attempts a game, you lose. All you LA Rams fans who were talking trash to me, I'm telling you, the Rams do not run the ball. Sean McVay is overrated. I told you guys this, but no, y'all wanted to yell at me. HD, you don't know what you're talking about. Sean McVay is this genius. No, what genius? What genius? You didn't stop the run. Aaron Donald is a great pass rusher, but he cannot stop the run. Do you know why Dallas killed them yesterday? They ran the ball to where he was at. And Pollard broke for that long run because he ran where Donald was at. Donald, this is why Fletcher Cox is better than Aaron Donald. Because Aaron Donald cannot stop the run. And I told you guys this. Last year, Von Miller was the reason they stopped the run, because Von Miller can stop the run. Before that, it wasn't because of him. The reason why Dallas lost that playoff game was because of Ndamukong Suh, not Aaron Donald. Ndamukong Suh stopped Zeke and the other running back they had. They shut both of them down. Aaron Donald is not a great run stopper. He's great at the passing, the pass rush. He's the greatest we've probably ever seen ever. He's probably the greatest up there in the top 15 of all time pass rushers. But stopping the run, terrible. They also don't run the ball. Listen, Cam Akers may fumble the ball a lot. However, Cam Akers only had 13 carries. Darrell Henderson had no attempts. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Why Darrell Henderson didn't have any more attempts? I agree, Chappelle. They need to go get Suh. Suh would add. Suh would help y'all out. Right. Dak Prescott would be good coming back, but keep the same formula when Dak come back. That's all I'm saying. Do Dak like you did his first year in the league. Have him attempt between 20 to 25 attempts a game. That's it. 20 to 25 attempts a game. Dallas will win it all. If y'all keep it Zeke, if y'all give Zeke 20 to 25 carries, Pollard 15 to 20 carries, that's a combine of 35 to 40 touches. Dallas will win. Dallas will win. I've been telling Dallas this for 3 years now. Chappelle will tell you, I've been saying this about Dallas. Keep Dak's attempts between 20 to 25. Give Zeke the ball 20 to 25. Pollard 15 to 20 times a game. Dallas will win. It's not rocket science. But Kellen Moore, yep, Kellen Moore is actually one true 20 to 25 attempts. Kellen Moore is going to mess you guys up because when Dak come back or whatever happens, he's going to want to throw the ball. Y'all don't need to throw the ball like that. Run the ball. That's it. It was proven yesterday. Now the Rams are a bad team, but still, Dallas did something I expected. Run the ball. Run the ball. That's it. The Rams lost because they can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. Who does that sound like? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Don't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the same problem? Can't stop the run and lack of running the ball? I'm just saying. It looks like we're missing the Dominican Sue on the Cowboys. On the Bucs. That's it. Run the ball. I don't get why teams don't run the ball. Run the ball. Now, the last game of the day, which was the worst game I've seen since Thursday night. This was the worst game since Thursday night, y'all. This was a terrible game. And shout out to Lamar Jackson. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he deals with this lack of creativity on the offense. But also, Joe Burrow, we found out yesterday, is overrated. He's overrated. He's overrated. Overrated. He's overrated. I don't want to hear about the next Tom Brady. I don't want to hear about he's the next great one. I don't want to hear it. Don't give it to me. Don't bring that to me. He played the worst game I've seen him play in a long time. A long time. A long time. It was terrible. It was terrible, guys. It was real terrible. Now, total yards, the Ravens had 325 compared to the Bengals 291. Passing yards, 170 for the Ravens to the Bengals 190. Rushing yards, 101 for the Bengals to the Ravens 155. Yards per play, both had 5. First downs, 22 to 20. Ravens won the first down battle. Third down efficiency, the Bengals were 40% compared to the Ravens 45%. Both teams were horrible on third downs. Fourth down efficiency, both teams 0-1 total plays. 61 from the Ravens to the Bengals 59. Sacks allowed, 3 by the Bengals and 4 punts. 1 sack allowed for the Ravens and 2 punts. Penalties, the Ravens had 6 for 48 yards. Bengals had 4 penalties for 20 yards. Both teams had 0 fumbles and both teams threw a pick. Time of possession, the Bengals had it for 30 minutes and 1 second compared to the Ravens 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So it was a 42-second win by the Bengals. But this is why the Bengals lost. Lack of, they ran the ball, but lack of red zone offense. Both red zone offenses are atrocious. Third downs is what cost the Bengals the game. Third downs and going for it on fourth down when they could have just took the points. That's what lost them the game. Throwing the ball, they only got 190, but lack of coaching. Lack of coaching. Lamar Jackson down the stretch used his legs and said, look, I'm finna win us this game. I'm finna win us this game. But third downs is the reason why the Bengals lost. The Bengals lost. Right. But see, the Bengals, their receivers got shut down. Jamar Chase, I told you guys, he's not a great route runner. He only can run one route, which is deep. T. Higgins, Trey was right. If you get physical with T. Higgins, he's out the game. Jamar Chase, if you get physical with him, out the game. The Ravens defense got physical, and they basically took their heart. Lamar Jackson had an overthrow. Those two passes were overthrows, but the receivers got to lay out and try to get that. Like Wallace, he should have laid out. You got to lay out, bro. You got to give up your body. You were right there. I give that to him. Duvernay, you got to lay out, son. That's what make you a number one receiver. That's what separates you from a number one to a number three receiver. It's the facts. You got to lay out. Y'all got to help Lamar. Lamar Jackson can't do it all by himself, guys. He can't. He can't keep playing hero ball. Y'all got to give the running game more. Mike Davis only had 1 carry. Kenyon Drake only had 4. You got to give them 10 carries apiece. And you got to give J.K. Dobbins at least 10 carries. I don't want to run him into the ground. He just got back. But you got to be more creative on offense. The Ravens offense is trash. Greg Roman needs to be fired. You got to fire him and bring somebody in who understands how to be creative. Lamar Jackson, they got to stop all of this option. F that. You don't need to do that. Yeah, I already talked about that, Daryl Clark. Tom Brady got saved by the refs. We know that. Terry Glenn? Nah, Terry Glenn had better hands. That's why I don't compare him to Glenn, and he's a little faster than Terry Glenn was. Terry Glenn could run better routes, and he had better hands than Chase. Chase's hands are very questionable, and you could get physical with Glenn, but Glenn will come back and just tear you apart, especially on those Patriot teams. My goodness, Terry Glenn was a problem. That's the reason why the Patriots got to the Super Bowl to play the Packers. Terry Glenn. Terry Glenn was a problem. Right. The Bengals' red zone is what cost them the game. They didn't run the ball in the red zone. They were dumb, and then they were doing a lot of trickery plays on the 5-yard line, which was stupid. Yep, you told me one true hero ball is getting too much. Yep, I agree. Yep, hero ball. The Ravens play way too much hero ball. Way too much. Way too much hero ball. They've got to do better on that. Too much hero ball is not going to help you. It's actually going to hurt you. So that's all I'm saying. The Ravens have got to do better on offense. Lamar Jackson is having a great season. Besides this game and the last game, Lamar Jackson's having a good season, guys. He is. But he's throwing the ball 32 times, which I'm cool with. I want Lamar throwing the ball between 25 to 30 times. Facts, man. Terry Glenn died? Where the hell was I at? Oh man, Chappelle, I didn't know Terry Glenn died. Yeah, he most certainly did. Man, I forgot he died, man. Appreciate that, Chappelle. I forgot. I remember though, but I just forgot, man. Terry Glenn was a problem. Yeah, he died in that accident, that traffic accident. Yep. Oh yeah, man. Duvernay. Hey, Duvernay need to get the ball more. Duvernay needs to get at least 20 to 25 touches. Lamar Jackson needs to go to him and Andrews. Everybody else, they just get at least 2 or 3 catches. Duvernay, I would work on Duvernay. Yeah, man. Duvernay, that guy. I love Duvernay. I told you, Duvernay is going to be the best receiver on the Ravens. He's better than Marquise Brown. He just needs to get more touches. Greg Roman needs to get him the ball more. Lamar needs to get him the ball more. Rashad Bateman, he can't catch. He'll be good going deep, but he's not a great catcher of the ball. Oh, yeah, no doubt. But yeah, man, that was my review. We are having Monday Night Football. We are having Monday Night Football on my channel tonight. Okay. We're having NFL Monday tonight on my channel. Next Monday will be on Jose. Yes, you guys need to get Isaiah Likely the ball too. I don't know why they don't go to Isaiah Likely. Yeah, Felton, I agree. I just said that. The Bengals lost the game in the red zone, not running it. And third downs, dog. Third downs really killed them. They were terrible. Their third down conversions, they were only what were they? They were only 4 of 10. That's 40%. That's it. That was terrible. But everything else they were consistent on. But yeah. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. I wanted to bring y'all my recap. Yeah, he got to improve on the deep ball, but those receivers got to lay out, Felton. Those receivers got to lay out for that ball. They can't just stop when the ball isn't right there in their hands. They got to jump. To me, if Wallace would have dove, he would have caught the ball. If Duvernay would have stretched out some, he could have caught the ball and put 2 feet in the end zone. I give Lamar 70% of the blame, but the receivers, they get 30% on that. They got to dive to that ball. They've got to. Yes, Joe Mixon needs a lot more run attempts. Joe Mixon only had 14 carries. He needs to have at least 25 carries because he was averaging 6 yards a pop. And then Samaje Perine, he needs to get 10 to 15 carries. He was averaging 6 yards a pop. Joe Burrow needs to throw the ball between 25 and 30 times, dog. Like, for real. It's terrible. The Bengals cost themselves that game. The Ravens got to get more creative on offense, and Lamar and the receivers got to work on that deep ball. And they'll be fine. I still would pay Lamar Jackson his money because he's showing without him that team ain't going to run, man. Lamar got some type of it factor that just spreads to the team. But the Ravens got to do better in the clutch as well. So, first quarter, Cincinnati had 0. Ravens had 3. Second quarter, 10 for the Bengals, 7 for the Ravens, 0 in the third for the Bengals, 3 for the Ravens, 7 points in the fourth for the Bengals, and 6 for the Ravens. So it was 19 to 17. So Ravens survived with the win. So, no, Mark Ingram's back in New Orleans, Chappelle. He played for the Saints. So thank you guys for coming by, man. This was my recap. Tomorrow I will be having a recap of Monday Night Football tonight. But we're having Monday Night Football stream tonight on my channel. Next Monday, it's on Jose's. So thank you guys for coming by, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if y'all love what y'all hear, y'all can go to my description box. Hit the link in my Cash App. That'll take you there where you could donate. Also, you guys could donate on Zelle. I'm on Zelle now. It's welcome to HDiiTV. So also you guys can super chat whenever we have a live or a premiere video. And if you guys come after the video has came, you guys can leave a super thanks. So thank you guys, man, for coming by. Love and blessings. We are out. Deezy.